Okay, so 1v1 game here. I cannot promise that I will cover all of this. So if the time arrives where we have to cast the other show match, or sorry, not the other show match, but the show match, I think I will probably step away if this game isn't exciting for me. That said, the set we're waiting on, which is going to be exciting content, does have Doubt in it. And I've never known Doubt to be someone who's on time, so I think it might work out. Anyways, these guys are paused. Holy map hacks for Hera. What is this base? This base is incredible, man. He could wall. He's got a natural wood line here. He could wall in 2 golds, stone, and his berries and have like 3 different wood lines. And with Spanish, since they build a bit... Oh my god, he's not Spanish. He's Vietnamese. Okay, all right. It's a little different. But still, that's an amazing map. That actually makes this even more brutal for MBL, because I think Spanish are one of the weakest civilizations to have on Arabia. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I was checking to see if MBL was playing chess. He's not playing chess. However, I have to rejoin the game. There's some issues with the game when there's pauses where sometimes it doesn't work. It's a bug that still hasn't been fixed where someone pauses and then unpauses soon after. It doesn't let spectators spectate. I'm going to try and rejoin. Jack Bean says community games later. If today was a Friday, I would say yes. But since it's not a Friday, you'll have to wait till Friday.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And it's working now. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to repeat myself here because we were in the game and then I had to rejoin the game. And, we had some issues getting it started. But basically, this is one of the most freaking OP maps I've ever seen in ranked Age of Empires over the last few months. Like, Hera has the dream map. He's got safe berries. He's got 2 golds back here. He's got the stone. He's got wood lines. He could easily wall, boop, boop, and then boop. And I don't know about you guys, but I always say boop when I wall. Highly recommend it. Anyways, not only that, but Hera also has a civ that I deem to be much better than what MBL has, which is the Spanish. Spanish are definitely one of the weaker civilizations in the game for 1v1 Arabia. They're very one-sided. Seeing as they do not get the crossbow upgrades, they're almost always going into like scouts or only skirmishers, which is not really an offensive tool. Now, if it goes late, right, they do have full upgrades on all their trash, which is great. They have siege ram, they have bombard cannons. They got hussars, they got paladin. Their conquistadors are a really strong unit, which I think is strong to consider, but I don't know. I just, I've seen this matchup play out a million times, and I also look at the map, and realistically, this is going to be really difficult for MBL. Now, one thing that Hera has working for him beyond his map is that he also has eco bonuses to work with. So his eco upgrades don't cost wood, which is a very big bonus, and then he also knows exactly where MBL is too, so he'll have more time to spend at home to scout his base. You can be a little more casual about things if you know exactly where to go. Rat 10 archers versus conquistador would probably be better for conquistadors in the mid game. But remember, Rat 10 archers only cost wood and only cost gold. And then eventually I think get stronger as the game goes on. But yeah, conquistadors versus anything in lower numbers, like 5 or 6 of them, is very tough to stop. We'll see. You think if they give Spanish an eco bonus but give conks -1 armor, Spanish would be better? I personally don't think Spanish need any changes. Because conks are already stupid strong and very tough to stop. And not every civ needs to be good for 1v1 Arabia. Spanish are still very capable on more closed maps. They're still a very good choice for team games at times. So I would disagree with any changes for Spanish. Because I think Spanish are kind of fine where they are. I mean, they only have to spend food on their blacksmith upgrades, which is nice. So, no, that is not really an eco bonus, but that is something that I used to really pick them a lot for. I would say this, though. MBL needs to make the game messy. I played a game yesterday where I was Burgundians against Spanish, and the guy came forward with towers and made it really messy. And it turned into a game that he ended up winning because I didn't die in early Castle Age. Or sorry, he didn't die in early Castle Age to me, and I had to deal with everything that he did. And MB... I mean, you have to go for whichever extreme comes to mind, right? Extreme number 1 is go YOLO aggression. Extreme number 2 is try and wall the entire map. And I agree with the decision, because if you just play normally, you're probably not working towards many big bonuses. Spanish do build faster, and I suppose villagers are economy, so you could consider that an eco bonus. I don't know. But he's like, you know what? Yeah, do it. This is do-it-yourself arena. He's got to do it himself. And he's currently walling up. Gotta love it. I think Hera's going to try and go for scouts here. And the thing is, fast scouts is countered by walls. If you get the walls down before the scouts arrive, it can be really awkward for the scout player. Has Hera seen anything yet? What I would love to see, and we're never going to see it from Hera, but I'd love to see him see the walls and then immediately send a Vil and just try and sneak past the walls. That would be so fun. He will probably just not make a barracks. If I had to guess what Hera will do, and I think that's a good decision, is just don't make the barracks. Because if you're going to go for scouts, it's possible you won't break in at all, so you might not want to invest into the buildings, and you could just go for the economy instead. This is obviously very bad for MBL's economy to focus so heavily on walling right now. How much does a palisade wall cost again? 3 wood now? Okay, Hera's going to add the barracks anyways. I mean, MBL didn't commit as much as I thought he would on this side, which is interesting. I thought that he would go, like, you know, he'd want to be fully walled by 10th minute. So if that's the case, I really like the idea of scouts from Hera. Dude, Raz, I forget, man. There's been so many changes. I actually forget how much they cost. I think it's 3, though. Hey, MBL, gonna push in a zebra. Hera should be able to see that. He scouted this area, and I think MBL knows that Hera saw the zebra moving. Hey, there's a barracks. Hera's adding the stable. And you don't need to spend your any wood on your eco upgrades. Hera almost ran into the TC, but doesn't go into the TC. Taking MBL out, trying to make MBL garrison. MBL's just not having it. Okay, there you go. T90, I'm so fatigued from AoE. The next day, 10-hour stream, let's go. My man has no limit for AoE, however, that won't this lead to fatigue. When did I say I was fatigued? Yesterday? Yeah, I was tired because I played all day. Come on, man. I get what you're saying, though. Very good pressure here from Hera. I so disagree with how MBL's playing this. If you're gonna wall, wall. Wall your base. Why stop walling? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you're gonna wall, freaking wall. Okay, he might actually get him down now, so maybe it's a little different. Boom. Okay, so he's got his walls down now, so it's a little different. But, yeah, just very all in. I mean, I feel bad for MBL because this is a Civ matchup I wouldn't really know what to do with. I probably would have gone Tower Rush. I think I'm going to try and mix that in when Civ matchups are worse for me these days. Just try and go YOLO. Hera's economy will be better. Hera's map control's better. But, you know, from here, Hera's got options. I think Hera will probably be happy to just macro. But you could always start going to gold and mix in an archery range. But Hera's probably going to prefer, instead of spending 175 wood on archery range, he'll probably just want 3 farms, if I had to guess. And you've got Spearman v. Spearman battle. There's also a lion overseeing the competition. He is our judge here, folks. Okay, and they have now left. And now the zebras, this is round 2. You have the referees here. They're in suit. And it looks to me like Hera will win this. Definitely looks like Hera will win this. Would be funny if MBL would run to the lion. Because both of them would lose their spearmen then. I don't think he knew the lion was there. Yeah, Hera, I mean, only made one additional scout. That was the extent of it. Pretty simple approach from here. And if I had to guess what Hera would do, I would say maybe Cav Archers with Vietnamese. Because if you're thinking Spanish, you're normally thinking they'll go Conquistadors. And I feel like Vietnamese Cav Archers could be a really good opening in early Castle Age. I forget what game I was watching with Vietnamese going Cav Archers recently, but it was really strong. But yeah, I have some catching up to do in terms of streams, which is why we're doing a 10-hour stream today. Because I kind of had like my whole week planned out, and then community games was a thing on Friday, and when I say thing, it was a problem on Friday. So it's a good day for it. I was in a good mood for it. We got some cool stuff to cast. So yeah, it was ACCM versus Yo. You're right. Well, I did say that this game would have to be fast for us to finish it, and MBL's sitting here behind full walls. So we'll see what happens here, guys. We'll see what happens. I will have to get updates on the show match we're planning to cast, because it's really cool and I don't want to miss any of it. And if they end up starting while this game is going on, I think I might end up leaving this game. Yes, the community games incident. Indeed. MBL's going to YOLO to stone, though. I think it makes sense. He's on his way to Castle Age. Good stuff. And so he's still going to try Conquistadors. Can't blame him too much. We are doing Lel tomorrow still. And tomorrow should be a pretty long stream as well. I want to do community games desperately. But honestly, I mean, we had a lot of things happen on Friday, which were just really unfortunate and out of my control. And it's just one thing after the other added up, and I just wanted to go offline. But if they don't fix that bug, I don't know if I want to do community games. Like, it kind of ruins it. So, for those that were there on Friday, the game that I ended up not casting because they didn't have spectators on, like 3 people disconnected because of the bug that they still haven't fixed. Even though I told people, like, don't do this, and people are still freezing up. The bug is if you go to the Diplo menu or the chat menu at all and press escape to close it out, everyone freezes. Or, sorry, not everyone freezes. That individual's game freezes, and they have to Alt F4. And it happened in every single game we did. Ooh, MBL looking to sneak out here with 2 archers. I think Hera's going to see that, and MBL's like, yeah, let's not. Which is really funny. I used the X button and it still froze up at a certain point. Yeah, it's just bad. So here's the deal. So the other thing is, the other option would be we could use the PUP build, which is like the public update build or whatever. But then we can only use that if everyone's using it, which then requires me instructing a bunch of people to download a build, which is just a whole nother thing. You know, people are already trying to figure out how to use community games. So I'm not going to think about it right now, actually. I think this is actually stressing me out just thinking about it. But I do know tomorrow's LEL will be back in action. Tomorrow's going to be a mix of low elo and mid elo. And then for the rest of the week, I'm not entirely sure. But I do know I'll be streaming a lot up until, I think Sunday will be my last stream. I am going to be taking another break. Hera's going full boom. Ooh, I mean, a little greedy here. But maybe he feels like he can't get any value from military. I would have loved to see Cav Archers. I would have loved to see Cav Archers. Shocked, actually, that he didn't add a second range here. And he's going to go for Monastery to try and snag relics, which I do like. Hera's killed quite a few units this game. But he's got the scouting. And also having some monks out when conquistadors show up is always nice. I would have liked 2-range Cav Archers personally. But having the town centers down this fast will obviously lead to him having a villager lead as well. But the approach that I think is the most dangerous with the Spanish is if they stay on 2 town centers. And they keep like 3 villagers on stone from here. And they push forward with a ball of conchs and then follow it up with another castle. which is what we're not seeing from MBL, but can you imagine? Oh, MBL's got, Hera's got no army to protect himself. Even 6 conquistadors with 8 to 10 forward villagers, and that would go up. George, we are live, are we not? I'm pretty sure we are live. So, here come the conks. MBL, I think, saw the monk. Oh, great job from MBL. Hera trying to block, but that old man's dead. Again, no real protection for him. What happens when you're only, never mind. I was going to make a joke about believing in God, but maybe that would be in poor taste. My point was like, you know, you still need some military here. You can't just have the old man running around without help. And I guess Hera's going to go skirms, but he just hasn't clicked elite skirm yet. MBL going to add siege, though. And again, I think MBL won't go for the castle approach. But I would love to see him send a few more to stone right now. Hera has the better civilization. Has fallen back to just boom here. But, you know, it's working so far. He's got 1 relic. Could work on 2, possibly. As I see some scouts over here and a monk heading over. And we'll have Mangonel Conk. Now, that's... I get a lot of people asking me, what do you make against X, Y, or Z? Like, someone when my stream dropped was in Discord. They're like, hey, before you go live, what do I do as Lithuanians against Halps? And I responded with hand cannons. He said, thank you very much. But, you know, there's been questions in the past. What do I do against Mangonels and Conquistadors? And the answer is get ahead. That's the answer. Get ahead. Because you better have a lead before it shows up, because it's very, very hard to stop. You have to outmass it. You know, normally like Skirm Knight, Skirm Monk, Skirm Siege, defensive castle's obviously nice. Here come the Conkers. Here they come. Hera moving this way. Oh, it makes me... Guys, I so wish... I mean, great job from MBL, by the way. He's got great numbers. I so wish he was on stone still. Can you imagine? This position would just... It could end Hera, man. And Hera's had the base of his dreams, by the way. Still a gold to take, still a stone to take behind this. MBL still having 2 knights is actually really helpful here, because he can use those 2 knights against the skirms. And MBL is one of the most dangerous players when it comes to the unorthodox civilizations and to any type of Mangonel strategy that revolves around the siege push. So that monk just drops off the relic real quick, but that's not going to last long. The monk goes down. MBL with another siege workshop. Hera's got a monk bringing in the relic, but where are you going to go, bro? I don't know if he... You know, if someone's going to send a carrier pigeon over to him and say, like, hey, maybe you don't want to take that relic back home. But all that hard work to get the relics and no control here. So good from MBL. I think Hera made the mistake to not take a bit more map control, and I think he's being punished by it. It's still manageable from him, don't get me wrong. He's still got a 17 villager lead. But, you know, for MBL, very impressive that he was able to make this look so easy. Just needs to get a few more conks forward. And MBL's going to try and take the relics here, isn't he? Okay, I want to watch it from Hera's point of view. I actually don't think it's worth it to steal the relics if you're MBL. You really need the monks here to heal up and get conversions. I would love to see the redemption tech, actually, because he will see the siege workshop from Hera. And being able to convert that siege would be really nice. He's got the gold for it. Looks like he might just be deciding to take out the siege workshop first. Going for the range right now. MBL still 2 town centers, by the way. So still pretty all in here. Hera saving up for a castle. This is a crucial moment. Hera needs a couple good shots. He's going to get 1. And that's it. Because he deleted his Mangonel. Because that's a thing. Monk tries to go out and get this. The monk is dodging. The monk dodges again! Man, he used to have moves when he was a kid. I can imagine. He was probably a pro athlete back then. All his joints are old and creaking now, but I'd like to see MBL be a little more aggressive with his conquistadors. They're not really doing too much right now. And Hera just happy to take 1-for-1 trade. It is 3 TCs for MBL. Yep, I see. Hera does have skirms, but I think if MBL would have used, like, I think what you need to be doing is using your conks against any siege that is popping out of the siege workshop. Like, having your conquistadors closer to this, which is what he's doing now, is the play. Hera's going to drop a castle, though. Hera's eco is so good. Obviously, the skirms get much better, too, in the Imperial Age. And Hera just showing himself. See, he's trying... This is really good. He's trying to force back the conks because he's about to have a siege unit pop out. It's a good decision. And he could get a 1 for 2, possibly. And he gets a 1 for 1. Okay. Still repairing. Hera hops out. Wants to go for this. Gets rocked in the face. Don't you hate it when you leave your town and you just get hit in the face with a bunch of rocks? It's the worst feeling. MBL adding knights now. He's still very much deep in Castle Age. And this is the moment where the conks need to be there. And that's exactly what happened. Now, if MBL loses this, imagine if that would have happened the first couple times. This would have snowballed on Hera already. Hera about to hit Imp, though. Will he be able to push out? Because he's not making rats and archers, interestingly enough. MBL also able to get 2 relics. Could maybe snag this one. And Hera's going to have to give up. And that Siege Workshop goes down. And the Mangonel is at 90%. What I love about MBL's position is that he's hiding the fact he's got knights. This is Hera's point of view. And he's like, what? What? And here comes MBL. He's going to dive in. I don't know how MBL does this type of stuff, man. Like, he's such a weird opening, you know? No one else walls like that. He makes it happen. He dives now against the Imperial Age player. Hera's getting chemistry, and Hera's also getting bracers. So the TCs, the castle, even the skirmishers will do decent damage. But MBL's got so much. And the skirms aren't really that great against knights. Hera just rebuilt the TC, maybe because he expected to lose this one. But, like, where's the offense from him? And MBL is going to continue here, guys. He's going to continue with knights from the forward stable. He's untouched at home, but Hera is going to take this gold. That makes me feel like this game is going to go on a little bit longer. I would love to see rats and archers from Hera. I feel like he needs to be making a unit that is better against knights. Skirmishers is just not going to cut it. Maybe getting Imp Skirm is the thing. He's getting Imp Skirm right now, but his units are getting surrounded before Imp Skirm completes. And MBL realizes, you know, he's got to... It's not going to get much better for him because of the age he's in. Oh my god. That was so good from Hera to try that right there. Look at his skirms. The skirms are still holding their own. But also so well played from MBL as he keeps all of his siege alive. I thought he was going to lose 4 there. MBL stuck in the Castle Age, though. The TC fire is killing so many of his knights. But at the same time, he still should take the TC out here. And Hera still doesn't really have an army that can counterattack. It's MBL's going for TC number 4. We've had some really good games today, man. We've had some quality games. MBL takes out his town center. Hera, he's got 102 villagers, but very little coverage over his main base. Still really not producing a lot of rats and archers. I think he's focused a lot on making his own siege to stop this. You know, he's obviously has to expand his eco constantly. We're not seeing what he's doing. MBL is going to make a loop-de-loop to the wood line too. It's another thing that Hera will have to deal with. And Hera's going to go for a shot, and he gets 1. Now, are the Imp Skirms good enough? There's only 3 knights. MBL lost so many knights here. It feels like the Imp Skirms might actually be good enough. And the Hera defense. The Hera defense. And the Hera boom. The Hera greed. A lot of players would have died to MBL just now. MBL still has to produce more knights. Hera's got 2 castles to still produce rats and archers. If Hera would just make freaking ratans, man. Like, even a couple of them. I would like his position a whole lot more, but he doesn't seem to care. He thinks that Imp Skirm is all he needs. Said he's making a lot of them. Here he's got this knight to deal with. I'm sure he'll be able to deal with that. And he's going to have 3 relics. MBL now really undecided, I'm sure. You know, lost a lot of gold units there. Probably starting to add a ton of farms at home. There it is, so he can get up to Imp. And he knew this TC was going up. He's going to raid now. Good kills from MBL. Whew. I honestly don't think MBL made any mistakes over the last 5 to 10 minutes. Ever since Hera hit Imp, I think MBL played this as well as he could. However, what MBL, as he's going to be really disappointed to see this castle, what MBL could have done a better job of is the siege situation. Stopping Hera from getting his 1-for-1s to buy time was crucial there. So MBL still not on the way to Imperial Age. And Hera's probably assuming that it's Imperial Age for MBL right now. He's canceling stuff, and he's going to go up, but this is giving Hera time to get Halb. And yeah, now Spanish just feel really bad. Like, I kudos to MBL for trying, but if Hera has Halb, the potential for rats and archers, it's going to be complicated. Hera tries to get some click walls down. MBL's going to see the Halb, so he's got to know that this is my best time I can take a fight. And he does take the fight. But with pointy boys there, Hera can surely fall back. He's got Castle Fire as well. I think what this fight was for MBL was just to keep Hera off those resources for as long as possible and give him a little bit more time. It's tough to know what to do. Like, what do you do here? Obviously, I think you should continue with late cav. But you don't want to engage against the main ball. Unless it's light cav against just skirms. I'm still kind of annoyed we're not seeing rats and archers. I feel like rats and archers is one of the best units you can make as Vietnamese. But Hera continues to prove me wrong. Like, why would I ever need that? And, ooh, ouch. Ouch, okay. Painful loss there for him. And yeah, we have 140 pop versus 140 pop. MBL a minute away from him. MBL with more farmers. Sadly, built most of his stables on the front, which I guess is also buying him time. So, I mean, there's positives. But he's going to have to get better eco back at home, more stables back at home, and he's got plenty of eco, that's for sure. Can't help but feel like Hera could have had 4 trebs already. Like, he knows that MBL's got a castle, right? It feels like he could have had halbs and trebs already. Again, could be wrong. I know Hera's style is more so to take it to the super late game with all the control and all the corners and all the eco, right? Maybe not that, not an early imp pusher. But, I mean, he's taking out the stables for now. Certainly good. MBL about to get complete the final Imperial Age armor for his cav, which will now make them a lot better against the skirmishers. And MBL clearly trying to raid here, as he's got 74 on food. Hera wants to tech switch into Chonky Boys. Well, I mean, it is a way to save your gold, right? You're not making rats and archers. You open with trash. You can save all the gold for the elephants. But also, you do give MBL time. And MBL dropping another castle. Here come the raids. So this is not the biggest raid ever. You've got the raids coming in here for Hera. Hera's got to deal with this. And MBL's going to continue to try and do this. And he will find some success. But if Hera had trebs, he'd be pressuring this area right now. For the time being, MBL is just happy to just pick off villagers wherever he goes. And I wonder if we're going to see supremacy. Oh, I swear I was thinking about it before he clicked it. Guys, Spanish villagers. They're boxers, man. They're strong. They're beefy. And they're actually very helpful against things like rams, which is why I think MBL has researched supremacy right now. And it's a nice little meat shield, too, I guess. If Hera doesn't really have a kill unit, and he's just going for trash, like he's Byzantines or something, supremacy could really matter. And yeah, here's MBL. They don't have supremacy yet. So maybe an intentional overboom for MBL. And watch these villagers go. Now that supremacy's in, boom. Supremacy's in. These villagers have more HP than a halb does. These things are strong. But obviously, still don't want to lose them. So he backs away. Hera expecting more raids. Dropping a castle at home. 175 pop versus 170. Yes, this is the original Flemish Revolution. You actually had to manually do stuff. And work for it. MBL's just going to continue to go with Hussars. Hera needs to force fights. He needs to take out castles. Can he do it? Here comes a raid from MBL. Hera reacting again. He reacted so nice earlier in the game. Obviously invited a lot of pressure. It is a risky, risky style, though, let me tell you. Especially giving MBL time. You know, MBL is a player who I think gets stronger as the game goes on. Hera also played a game that went on for, like, almost 2 hours game time today. MBL pops out with some Hussars here, uses the villagers, takes out the majority of the Rams. And now we get Elite Rats and Archer. I want to frickin' scream, Hera. Bro. Yeah, maybe he did want to go elephants or something, but now he's like, yeah, maybe I should make a unit that's not just trash. Killing me over here. You're giving MBL a chance here, and MBL's taking full advantage of it. Such great defense from MBL. Such great raids from MBL. It's not going to be easy, though. There's castles everywhere. This is going to be a long one, man. But I don't want to leave. I can't leave. I can't. We have so many things to cast and cover today, but I refuse to leave this game. MBL is a fighter, and I'm excited to see how this game develops. Should we start talking about woodlines yet? Remember this moment. MBL researching Bombard Tower. He's like the only pro who would research Bombard Tower in a 1v1. And he has a big wave of Hussars, and he says, just passing, I'm going to run in. The difference now is Rats and Archers are actually very good against the Hussars, whereas the Skirmishers have not been. So that's why I was screaming for Ratsons for so long. And now Bomber Cannons are here too, so now you're starting to pepper down MBL's buildings, which is also a really big deal. You see, MBL's got 170 villagers here, guys. Like, that's a lot of villagers. He's going to run over here and make Bombard Towers, but he doesn't have the army. So I get that you maybe want a lot of villagers with Spanish, but you also need army if you're MBL. And Hera immediately castles this. Hera's like, oh, no, come on. Not this. The Spanish builders, obviously. Hera losing some vills. So the Bombard Tower will complete supremacy. Yep, Bombard Tower's up. MBL's going to run down here. Meanwhile, look at this. Hera's distracted by that, guys. Hera's distracted by that. What a masterful move from MBL. I actually don't even know if MBL's paying attention to this. Okay, now I think Hera is. He got hit there. And now MBL is. And MBL doesn't get it. That was a nifty little play. These villagers are so hard to kill. MBL might get another Bombard Tower up. And Hera's like, do I research sappers here or what? I don't know if that's the play, to go underneath the Bombard Tower like that. We have another Bombard Tower for MBL. We've got more Bombard Towers over here. What is this? He's getting murder holes. Murder holes. He needs murder holes, too, because the villagers are actually taking it out. But Hera's losing so many Rats and Archers. This is so freaking annoying. Only MBL, bro. Only MBL would do this, guys. Look at this. It's like he's winning. How he's playing this is how he would play against someone who was lower rated, who he was trolling. But I think Bombard Towers are underrated. And I think it has certainly served as a proper distraction here. There's also a very good chance that this stays up. Oh, man, if he would have researched murder holes a little bit earlier, that would have been funny. Anyways, Hera's got to make sure that he gives the proper amount of focus to the sides, but doesn't forget about the middle here, because it's becoming a concern for him. He reacts to a side, and then he gets hit in the middle. He needs to make sure he keeps his Bombard Tower, or Cannon Mass up, sorry. MBL even researching architecture, but MBL makes a mistake, and he will lose both his Bombard Cannons. I think. Yes, he will. This is so good for Hera now. He can take out some of these towers. Now, this is just so MBL. There's a reason why MBL is one of my favorite players ever. Because who does this? He's got a little Bombard Cannon push on the side. And if you know Hera, he's like a full-on meta guy, right? So it's like metagame, 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 out-execute, out-execute. And stuff like this starts to happen to meta players, and their brain starts to melt. Like, wait, what? Huh? Obviously, Hera had to react to that, right? So he sent his halbs away, which allowed MBL to pick off a Bombard Cannon in the middle. And he continues to make Bombard Towers. And he's even making a Bombard Cannon on the side. This will be one of the most epic wins I've seen from MBL in recent history, if this actually works here. This is incredible, man. He's down a relic. He was so far behind in villagers. His push failed. Hera was so much faster to the Imperial Age. And I understand, you know, we talked about a couple things. As MBL snipes a trebuchet. What is this game, bro? What is this game? Bombard towers. High-level Arabia. MBL repairing his cannons between the towers. And confidently, I might add, pushing on both sides. This is insane. And here he comes with Hussars. He's going to start to raid. You can't give MBL time. I said it earlier. You just cannot. Going trash without going for a push was always going to be something that could catch up with Hera. It hasn't caught up with him, though, because he's got the cannons he needs in the middle. He hasn't made ground, but he's still pushing. And here he goes over on this side to take out this. I love how he's using rats and archers for that. They'll do that, make quick work of that. Now MBL has taken control of the right-hand side. Exceptional game, but 4 bombard cannons and a couple capped rams is a problem for MBL. Once you get upwards of 4, that's where you really start to lose things. And another cannon goes down for MBL. Hera says it's my turn to repair. And these towers are really going down fast. On this side, MBL is going to lose another cannon. Oh, yes! He loses another cannon, and he's getting pushed in the middle. That said, MBL is adding another bombard tower, and this one's going to be on the side of his eco, and he's also raiding out of that stable on the side. 57 military for Hera. MBL, 9. He's got 9 military, guys. He's going to need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I mean, maybe 20 would cut it. It's not like he doesn't have the queue. He's got the stables queued up with so many Hussars, but he only has like 6 or 7 stables. Also, it's funny. A Bombard cannon takes out a Treb in 3 hits. A Bombard tower takes out a Treb in like 100... No, I think it's 150 hits because they only do 1 damage a hit. MBL still raining down cannonballs on the side of Hera's base, and he's going to drop stables here and take that gold. And he's desperate to defend. Again, this is the key for Hera. Obviously, you know, he'll look back and say, maybe I shouldn't have given MBL as much time as I did. But MBL is going to send the Vills! The Supremacy Villagers! Why not? Send them in after the cannons! And these other villagers are going to be like, yo, what are you doing? These are my cannons. And watch, they're going to start banging it with hammers. Right in the middle of the battle. Hera's going to start banging these cannons with hammers. He's not, actually. Oh, no, here's one. Bang, 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 bang. The villagers are all very confused. They thought they worked for the same company. Turns out they're rival companies. And what that has allowed MBL to do is build more towers over here and keep his castle up for the time being. So, I mean, Hera ended up losing 3 out of his 4 cannons as well, which is insane. And Vietnamese are one of the best late-game civs. Hera has an additional relic. He's got Halps. He's got Imp Skirm. He's got Rats and Archers. And still MBL is holding on. I think the right side is the key now, because he needs to hold the middle where Hera needs to push, and MBL needs to push in the right while Hera needs to hold. But Hera doesn't really have anything that can go underneath these towers, melee-wise, and he's losing his castle so quickly. He's going to try, I guess, with a capped ram. Look at this from MBL. Oh, he will lose his Bombard cannon. He will lose his Bombard cannon there, but, can he snipe that one? He's going to need a little bit here. MBL takes out the castle. MBL takes out... No, doesn't take out the Treb, excuse me. The ram goes down, though. MBL, I think, is very happy to just have taken out the Bombard cannon. I think he will not be happy to look over here and realize he could have also taken the Treb. As he continues to buy stone, which he's done a lot of in this game. Hera not finished yet. I mean, he's very much stuck in the corner now. But he still hasn't lost this castle yet. You can tell MBL's thinking about it again. And MBL, I think, needs to send villagers again. I think with that many vills, he's got to be doing it more consistently, in fact. Because he's got quite a few of those bad boys. And yeah, he's sending the boys, he's sending the girls. He says, let's go. This is like, you know, they always wanted to be a warrior, and their opportunity is here. I'm so happy right now. I'm so elated. This is like, it's one of those things you think about, but like pros never do, you know? You never see some of these bonuses utilized, you know? There's like a strict framework these players work within. And like, look at this. Hera's going to lose another cannon. And all he's succeeded in doing is taking out one tower on this right side. And maybe like one tower. No, excuse me. Maybe like 5 in the middle. So that's actually a lot more than I initially said. Here, Hera is hoping that Treb will be the hero. Or maybe not, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But Hera has been working with so much more military. Let me look at this. Look at the dark color. Hera's been working with so much more military than MBL. But MBL has had 3/4 of the map. Lovely game. MBL says, you know what? Maybe I should make some skirms here. I like the idea of skirms. It is going to be tougher for him to get more Bombard towers now. Because the stone is all gone on the map. At least where he can mine it. And he did buy a lot. So the price is very expensive. Hera now getting siege engineers. And he is going to take this castle out for MBL. So MBL hasn't been able to really stop Hera from going for these tiny pushes. I think Hera just sniped. Oh, no, he didn't. The bomber cannon's hiding. And MBL being patient now and waiting until he has a few more this time. Poof. Oh, that's true. Yeah, MBL's had about 200 military for most of the Imperial Age. That's true. Because the villagers count as military. My bad. I apologize. I didn't mean to misinform you guys. I'm still new at this. Trying to get better. Oh my god, MBL lost both his cannons. Oh, he lost both his cannons. He could lose another cannon. He could take the trebs, but not the cannons. Would suck to be a villager and a siege weapon in this game, am I right? And maybe a horse. The horse had no say in the matter. Their masters were the ones who gave him the job. Oh my god. MBL still has cannons waiting over here now. Where are his archer ranges? He's got 4. That's not enough. But he's starting to mix in skirms. And Hera says, oh, skirms, I like that. Okay, I'm going to go for stables. I don't know where they are just yet, but there they are. He's going to think about going cav. And I think going cav is a really good decision. What I would have liked to have seen from MBL maybe, and it's tough to do, of course, is maybe use hussars on the left to snipe this treb. He's very close to taking the castle out. Both players are at 0 stone. And MBL lost his cannons over here as well. Oh, no. Hera sniping the cannons. Like, how do you like it? Because we know he's lost a lot. And boink! Got the hero treb shot. The trebs, they're not always going to hit there. So that's obviously a bit of good fortune there for Hera. But the quick gate! That actually will not save it. There's no way that saves it, right? 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 It's going to save it. What? Bro, that was elite. I'm saying bro a lot recently. Is that okay with you guys? Bro. It sounds a little childish. I'm sorry. But anyways, that was an elite play from him. And now there's not as much of a threat from MBL's raiding on the right. MBL did just research sappers, though. So his villagers will do more damage against buildings. And maybe he should consider diving in for that castle right now. MBL has created this chaos, which has made it so incredibly awkward for Hera to really play the game the way he would want to play it. But you have to say, Hera now has the momentum. Hera's the one, well, wait a second. Maybe he doesn't. But Hera's the one who at least has been reacting better off in the middle and on the left side. And as you see, MBL's hussars clear up the capped rams here. You see Hera's rats and archers really being the tough thing to stop. These 17 rats and archers have 81 kills collectively. They kill everything that's out there, even skirmishers. But Hera doesn't have that many castles. In fact, he'll have 1 castle in a second. And it feels like Hera's kind of running out of wood as well. I think MBL is the best player when it comes to wood fighting games. And it's going to dawn on him any moment now that this is where Hera's taking wood. Because he obviously knows Hera can't take wood comfortably on the right. And Hera will react there. It just sucks for MBL he didn't take this castle out. I think if he would have taken the castle out, it would have been a different story. As again, he's got to take that treb. He'll take the treb. Yeah, and now Hera also can't take out that tower. And now Hera has a lot of villagers that can be raided. And remember, Spanish villagers, while they are good with the attack and whatnot and their HP, that HP helps in defense. So when Hera starts to raid, or attempts to raid, it's not going to be so easy for him. And MBL's got all this wood to take. Hera's still just not giving up. And consistently, Hera has had more military. That has been a consistent theme. It has been that MBL has more map control. And Hera needs to use his siege to actually make a push to try and finish MBL or clear up an area. And he's made good progress. He made good progress on the right. He's making that progress on the left now. MBL with 76 farmers, Hussars only costing food is fantastic. But when there's halbs out, it's not so fantastic anymore. And MBL is going to be upset that that tower went down. I feel like that tower was a really important thing for him. Also, maybe MBL needs to consider fighting with a few more villagers every now and then. He's got hand cannons on the right side. So let's see if that forces Hera into a little switch with his rats and archers. It's very possible the rats and archers head to the right. Hera trying to get raids in there. MBL kind of tracking. Here, though, MBL attacking halbs. Not so good for him either. Hand cannons obviously cost some gold here, though, guys. Wasn't a Hera MBL match that went 2 hours? No. That was Viper MBL. Hidden Cup 2. You had a couple Hidden Cup games that went on for a long time. You had Hidden Cup 2, which was MBL Viper, which was incredible. Oh my god! You've got sappers! And I think they even have a hill bonus. Hera's about to run out of stone to repair this. Are you kidding me? I don't know if he'll have the gold to buy more either, because the price is so expensive. Let's see if he goes sell. He tried. Yep, look, he just sold and he bought it because he didn't have the resources. Wow. Yeah, MBL's been in a lot of really long games. Hera MBL had a 6.5 hour long arena game one time. And it was like, as the game went on, MBL grew in energy and Hera just sunk further and further down into his chair. MBL's the cockroach of AoE. This is probably a Hera pause, so he can like, be a human, stretch a little bit, do normal human exhausted things. MBL's probably like, can I play chess? Can I play chess? And then, okay, go. Like, he's always ready to go. Acid? No. That was over a year ago. I think it's on MBL's channel. If someone can maybe link it from MBL's YouTube channel. But yeah, it was 6.5 hours. And yeah, Hera had paused to take a break. Maybe think about things a little more. Guys, Hera doesn't have the final armor upgrade for his cav yet, which I think is a really big deal here. And I don't see how Hera can comfortably push this area. Like, this is also the second game. I mean, this is going to YouTube regardless from this point. So YouTube should have already seen it. There was another game that Hera played against Yo that went on for 1 hour and 40 minutes. But anyways, incredible game, that one. But also, it was a game that Hera had the lead in early imp. And he wants to sit back against these top-tier talents and just kind of ease his way into it. And MBL just didn't allow it. And I honestly think we might be very close to the GG. Hera's got 71 farmers. But what does 71 farms do with Vietnamese? What, are you going to make light cav? When he hasn't even fully upgraded them? Light cav is significantly worse than Hussar. Hera always has to worry about the right side of his base being gutted. And I think we're even close to MBL buying the stone to drop a tower on this woodline. Like, I think MBL knows he's close. This is a really good game. But the Bombard towers, like, I don't know, when people watch my stuff, I don't know how long you've been watching me or how many games you've seen. But I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've seen Bombard towers in a 1v1, 1v1 open map game from other players. But I've lost count when it comes to MBL. Like, MBL has done it so many times. And in tournaments, I might add. Like, it's not just a ranked game thing. And it worked so effectively, too. Like, I've never made a Bombard tower in my life in ranked 1v1s. Never. Because it never felt like, oh, yeah, this makes sense for me. Because I am a little meta-driven, you know? MBL's like, who cares? Also, look at this. He just somehow walled in villagers here. He saw he was getting raided, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to let you do that. You can kill my vills, but I'm going to make Hussars there. Hera's going to lose his relics here, which is his only golden come. This game is over. What an insane victory from MBL. Unbelievable. I mean, the all-in Castle Age. The Bombard towers, the cannons. He also lost a lot of cannons. Like, Hera was so close to finishing him so many times. And you know Hera, he's not going to quit, right? So maybe it's not GG. These villagers are like, all right, Hussars, listen. I heard you need someone to destroy buildings. We've got it, okay? You just go raid the farmers, okay? We'll actually do something here. We'll actually do something. There's a lot of animosity between the villagers and the Hussars. They don't like each other that much. MBL cleared up this wood line from Hera. Hera taps out. What a game, man. What a ridiculous game. Oh, it was so good. Now, being the caster that I am, it's always very important for me to talk about what could have been. And so I will quickly just look at this and briefly go back to what I said. There's a 10-minute difference between the imp times. And so from Hera's approach, I think it was, I'm so far ahead, I have 3 relics. Let's expand over the long term, and let's just open with trash. Okay, sorry. MBL, this is when MBL was going for that amazing push. I assume you all saw it. You need to rewatch it. It was incredible. But let's say here. Okay. So at this point, MBL's 3 minutes away from imp, right? You remember what I was screaming for? Rats and archers, man. This is never a situation that should be the case. Hera's got chemistry. He's got bracer. If he has rats and archers and something that's not skirm, MBL can't buy time like this. He can't go for engagements like this. And then you open with trebs. And you go for the kill. And so that's like the one thing, you know, not having that, you know, again, even here, looking at the resources, not having that really hurt Hera here. But at the same time, it takes a very special type of player to turn this is the situation, okay, to this, obviously, you know, this is where he starts to get pushed and he doesn't have a lot of map control, into what we saw there on that mini map. You know, just like fortifications everywhere with Bombard towers, on either side having cannon presence, the villager rushing, the Hussars. Supremacy has been strong for a long time, but we just don't see people utilize it like that. So well played to MBL. What a hard-fought victory. And I hope people really enjoyed that. Just a quick look through the stats. Crazy economy back at home for him, obviously. GG.